Hello and welcome to Network Thoughts. As promised, I am coming up with a video to help you understand what are capacity caps and pricing caps. October, the month we are in right now, is the 18th month. It's been 1.5 years since domestic civil aviation India restarted after a 2 month lockdown. The days leading up to May 25th, 2020, when aviation was to restart, were filled with confusion. As the country moved from one lockdown to another and then to unlock phases, the initial discussion revolved around allowing flights only between the green zones. By green zones, it meant that states which do not have any active cases. Yes, we indeed had that phase once upon a time. And at that point of time, it was only Goa and Manipur which did not have COVID cases and were green zones. Now, of course, there was no traffic between these two cities, but as things shaped up, in a surprise announcement, the then Minister of Civil Aviation, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, tweeted and announced the resumption of scheduled domestic air traffic service from May 25th, 2020. People were very skeptical, so much so that Go Air, which is now rebranded as Go First, did not start till the 1st of June. However, this restart came with a caveat, and that was a cap on capacity and also fare bands. Airlines were allowed to operate only 33% of the capacity to begin with, and as it has been said time and again, it would be opened up in a calibrated and a phased manner. For the last 18 months, a lot of media houses, a lot of Twitter or other social media handles which have been tracking aviation or lobbying to get airlines to operate more flights or start a particular destination have utterly confused the capacity cap part. There are people who still look for numbers from the airports authority data and come out and say that with 50% capacity we are achieving this much. How much will we achieve with full? Because half the plane is empty and there is potential for this to be filled up. Well, all of this is wrong. So let us look at what capacity caps really mean. Capacity cap now is increased to 85%. This is the highest ever in the last 18 months. So capacity cap refers to the number of flights which an airline can operate as compared to its approved flight schedule. It has got nothing to do with how many seats inside the aircraft can be sold or filled up during operation, right? So when this started, it was linked to pre-COVID numbers, that is February 2020, which was the last full month of operations before lockdown. Let me give you an example rather than going into multiple things. If an airline was operating 1000 flights a month in February 2020 and the capacity is now capped at 85%, it means that the airline can operate only 850 flights right now. These can be by any type of aircraft, and all of the seats inside those aircraft are allowed to be sold. The capacity cap does not include flights which are under Regional Connectivity Scheme UDAN. They have been kept separate. Similarly, even for the fare caps, they have been kept separate. Now what happened is we moved from summer 2020 schedule to winter 2020, then came up with summer 2021 which ends on October 30th and then starts the winter 2021. So this cap started getting linked to the approved schedule or the approved flights which you have in the schedule. So when we say currently 85% is allowed, it is 85% of what an airline got approved for summer 2021 schedule. Right? There are two scheduling seasons, summer and winter. Summer begins on the last Sunday of March and ends on the last Saturday of October, while the remainder of the period is a winter schedule. Now let us look at fare caps. If capacity caps is clear, let us look at fare caps. The restart of civil aviation also got along the fare caps in the skies. So the government mandated a lower cap known as floor price or the minimum fare the airline should charge to a passenger. While this was a pro-airline move and an effort to stop undercutting each other, there was also a pro-passenger move. So this pro-passenger move was the upper cap for fares, known as ceiling price. This is the maximum fare which an airline can charge to a passenger. The fare caps, again, to manage, these were divided into 6 segments based on flight time. The shortest, for example, is classified as A, whereas the longest, of course, A, B, C, D, E, F becomes the longest. There also is a fare cap G, which depending on if airlines are operating a flight very long, something like a Delhi Port Blair non-stop or a Delhi Trivandrum non-stop comes into picture, but otherwise it is between A and F. Each bracket has a minimum and maximum fare. Now, initially it was said that you have to sell 40% of the seats at fares which are median and below. That then became 20%. There also was a restriction on what is the end date for this highest and lowest fare to be sold. Now we have done away with that restriction as well in the country. It was earlier a rotating 30-day basis, which is now down to rotating 15-day basis. So what it means, as a rotating 15-day basis, if you are on 3rd of October, then your fare caps should be valid only till 18th of October. So technically airlines have a leeway. They can sell at lower fares or higher fares, whichever they want based on demand, on 19th of October if you are on 3rd of October. However, airlines are still holding on to this. They've not dropped the fares and still holding on to a 30-day period, which seems to be a good revenue management practice. And over a period of time, we will know how this has shaped up in terms of revenue. Soon we would have results from Indigo and SpiceJet, the only two listed carriers for the last quarter, which seemingly is better than what the April, May, June quarter was when the second wave of COVID-19 in India was at its peak. So we'll know more about it and understand if really the fare caps have been helpful for airlines or not. I hope this video helped you understand what capacity caps are and what pricing caps are, something which is still confusing 18 months down the line. And this was based on a lot of requests. So I hope all those who requested see this and do give a feedback about it. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for subscribing to Network Thoughts. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm planning to have more videos, or rather podcast as they are right now, come in soon. And I look forward to your suggestions as always. Thank you.